It is now.
Is our addict out of their game yet?
Nope. You can kick it off though.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Test 3 4.
Oh. I'm pretty sure my mic's.
Do I sound okay?
I'd have to
Are we
stop
good?
it and then play it back. I think we're fine.
Okay.
Test 1 2. Wait.
Also, Stick, I found the last 2 shells that went missing.
Nice.
One was just in my dice box.
Actually,
I opened it up for my dice, and there it
I'm out of
was.
the game.
Okay. Let's start with a recap in that case.
We got fucked up.
test. Okay, yeah.
No, we fucked up 2 groups of people, and then we got fucked up. Get it right.
There were 2.
Anyone want to go more in depth with their explanations of last session?
So what happened is we were all meeting up, and then some dickwads thought, "Hey, we're going to rob this place," and that didn't work out for them. They got beaten, electrocuted. They got a gun to their face.
Basically, it was a sci-fi gang violence meet cute at Twinkle's coffee shop.
And to clarify, they were not there to rob the coffee store. They were there.
They all organized for the one shop. All right, go on.
They were there to basically smash and grab whatever was in an armored truck that they've been tailing for like miles at that point.
Yeah.
That did not go well for them, very evidently.
Yes, I seem to recall their fearless leader trying to shoot someone and having a mental breakdown when it didn't work.
Right. The scaled man with pink hair. As far as we know, we just have his pink hair to remember him by.
You also have a name.
Yeah.
He did Zolt, was it? Hold on.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, actually.
Zolt.
Zult.
Zolt?
Z-U-L-T.
Okay. I just.
Yeah,
Alright, so I
I'm
didn't
like
remember it.
salt.
Salt, but Zolt, but
I-
he's pretty
Funnily
salty
enough,
after that encounter.
I did a Google search for that word, and apparently it's like I think Swedish for cheese.
Wow, what a cheesy name.
We did put a few holes in him.
He did not.
They call me
That's
cheese
pretty good.
because when I see Twinkle Light with her
Oh, wait, my
knuckles,
bad.
I cheese it.
That's Swiss, not Swedish.
Anyways,
Did they manually put those holes in?
no, it's a thing of bacteria.
Ew!
Moving on.
Anyways, after the gang violence meet cute outside the coffee shop, we were violently assaulted by several elemental beings of some kind who were very well spoken and polite at first, but then proceeded to absolutely beat our faces in.
Was it them or was it just one guy?
Just
It
one
was
guy.
One guy.
Yeah, it was the leader, I think.
A man in obsidian armor.
Yeah.
Or if you want in your notes, just call him the Black Knight.
The Black
We
Knight.
lost the rap battle where the words were fists and we were illiterate.
To be fair, you got a couple of good licks on him.
Yeah, Twinkle Light started punching him, which one of the few
Right
people
between
who
the
actually
visor.
did damage to him.
Then Tala was doing some damage too.
Yeah.
I
He
stabbed
finally
him.
used the gun properly.
I was gonna say, did you actually shoot that time?
Yeah, I actually did. Like, as soon as like the actual
With the real-
extraterrestrial being showed up and wreck our shit, he switched from like mercy attacks to pulling the trigger.
You got to see why, as a police officer, or sorry, a PubSec officer, why Cleo uses a sword instead of a gun.
Why was that?
Because she dealt the majority of the damage to him.
Oh, okay.
And also, given the history of this world, normally guns don't affect marked all that well if they've gone monstrous.
Okay.
As it turns out, small bits of metal and lead don't do a whole lot, but a couple feet of solid steel shoved through their face will do it.
Hey man, iron is not pleasant, alright?
Understand.
There were a couple of character moments in there, like Basil pretty much eschewing combat entirely and going for whatever was in that armored car.
Right.
I think thinking back on last session, now my favorite moment is actually Pikachu. What was your character's name again?
Spectre.
Spectre just lying down and be like, "Yeah, I'm fucking blind and beat the hell up. I'm just gonna lie here."
Right, we found out he was blind in that session.
You know, he got blinded, recognized the fact that this guy was gonna kick his ass and said, nah, I'm good. Like, I know my limits. I'm a cocky motherfucker, but this is a bit much.
Like, damn, man, this fucking sucks. I gotta sit down.
And
I'm good.
It was during this combat that I believe Viviana also discovered a weird affinity for the magic the big bad was using.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, after everyone got either kicked down or surrendered, and poor Trixie got kind of ragdolled.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna lie, all Cleo really remembers of this fight is trying to attack him, getting punched into a fucking wall, and then having lightning thrown at her.
Tala took the lightning bolt for Twinkle Light.
So any other information will have to be forthcoming from the other characters for Cleo. Her brain hurts.
After that merciless beating, our heroes were kneeled in front of the box that the armored truck was carrying, which was open. No. The Black Knight brought you back from the brink for a moment, so you could witness what was happening.
You're like, no, you can't be unconscious for this. It'll be painful. Wake up.
And it was discovered, or it was then seen that this extraterrestrial alien-looking box with 6 or 7 tendrils lashed out at each of you, leaving a mark with a closed eye, essentially looking like it. After which you were all fall unconscious. The 4 fiends and the Black Knight began walking away, only to see that Zolt was still alive and breathing despite being electrocuted. And he had a mark on his left hand that was essentially just your guys' mark, but with the eye wide open and blaring red. And that is where we'll start for the session. Let me just get the correct music here.
Why would we want the correct music?
It helps.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and probably say that despite Twinkle Light's diminutive size, she's probably gonna be the one to notice that there's a mark first. Assuming it's not Cedar Pain.
Oh yeah.
It was agonizing, apparently.
Oh, the mark?
Yeah, it's covering Twinkle Light's effectively entire body.
Yeah.
Resized.
Is it colored in a... What color is it?
Yeah, there was a image in, was it chat, notes, RP?
Oh, okay.
Put it somewhere.
I think it was in chat.
It's in chat.
Yeah, let me look at this again.
It's looks like it's mostly black, but the closed eye is red.
Right.
Looks like it's smiling.
Yeah. But Zolt's is open.
Ooh, that's some nice music.
Yeah.
We open the scene upon a couple of stark white rooms, within which is 3 pairs of our group, each separated.
In 3 groups?
Alright,
Yep.
Who is with who?
Should we roll who's with who?
If you want, but you can also just decide who you want to be bunked with, essentially, for this opening segment.
I'm down to roll, because I don't have any particular preference here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Curled up on top of its head. Basically second home.
On top of whose?
Vivian's head.
So
Oh,
3.
all right. So everyone else that is not Vivian or Twinkleite, roll a d4.
Okay.
If you match the number that you roll with someone else, that is your cellmate.
All right.
If not, it'll be in order,
I got
like last time.
I got 2.
I got a 3.
I got a 3.
3.
I'm just by myself.
All right, so the 3 of us roll again to see.
It probably makes sense for Spectre to go with Basil.
I was thinking that too.
Okay.
We'll have our
Are you
banter.
saying you don't want a cuddle puddle?
Are we shackled?
Yes, you
Okay.
have. You are restrained by the hands, and you have essentially restraints on your legs as well. And Twinkleite specifically has her wings clipped together.
Oh.
Ow.
Like a paperclip?
What I'm imagining.
Honestly, a paperclip would do it.
Ouch.
I was imagining one of those box clips that you would put on.
Ooh,
Oh, God.
that's can we just say it's like
yeah, I was thinking more paperclip.
That sounds,
Okay.
paperclip sounds
Wings
less
off.
painful, honestly.
It's actually just some magnets.
Oh no.
It's even worse, I know.
Yeah,
Can we just say it's some scotch
Twinkle Light
tape?
has a stylish belt.
And you all and the first people to wake up will be, I guess, Viviana and Twinkleite.
Oh, okay.
If
Yeah,
oh, thank God you're okay.
yeah. It's good to hear you, I guess. Do you see anybody else? Can I just take a look around?
The room
What-
is stark
what do you-
white with a essentially like a drop-down bed on the side of it.
Oh,
There's not much else about it. There looks to be a door with like a little slots on near one of the near the end of the room.
ooh. This room is boring. Whoever decorated has no taste. It's only white. Is Trixie around? Do I see her? She usually comes back.
Trixie is not currently in the scene.
Okay. Good to
We'll find her.
know. Okay.
Promise.
I trust you. How are you feeling? Do you feel any different? I can't exactly see you.
Oh, sorry. The Twinkle Light will kind of give a jump off of the head and then promptly fall on the shoulder.
I'm gonna roll down the arm.
Luckily, the cell is minorly padded, so even if they fell, they would be mostly alright.
Okay.
Good room.
Good. I don't know how to feel, Twinkle. The fight was so weird. Especially encountering all that magic. I mean, I've talked to you about it a lot. You're like one of the few people who I actually trust in what I'm doing.
Of course. After all, I don't know much about it. Gotta trust you on it.
Yeah. It's kind of like following a stream of water in a desert for so many years. Then all of a sudden you're hit with a giant wave and get dragged out into the ocean suddenly. And that's just all you see. It was overwhelming, I think. But, good news. It turns out the lightning did actually work. It was basically identical, which is good. It's kind of, I kind of just winged it. So it's good to know that it actually resembles what that knight did.
The words of the night echo in your head. we are but the first step.
What do you think we do if they come back? Do we go with them? Try to escape?
Punch him in the face for hurting you.
I'm fine. Thanks, Twinkle. I just hope we're able to get out of here. I didn't even get to say goodbye to my dad one last time. I mean, I'm really all he has left, you know? I can go too.
And on that, we will, the camera will pan out through the slot in the door and go down the hall a couple steps and into the second room, which holds, I am going to say, Cleo and Tala.
Tala is currently trying to sit as best as the shackles will allow, cross-legged, just sitting on the ground, just cross-legged.
Cleo
I should also mention that your possessions are currently not on you. You don't have any weapons, no money, no like cellular devices or phones. Just figured I'd clarify it.
Do I still have the buckle in my hand?
No.
Okay.
Cleo is just coming to and groaning in pain, holding her head. Oh. What happened? Oh.
I remember being struck by lightning and having to push the little fairy away from it.
Oh, fuck.
Oddly enough, Cleo, you wake up more refreshed than usual. I should also mention, you don't know how long each of you have been out.
Yeah,
Could be days, could be hours.
it's unironically probably the most sleep she's gotten in a while. I remember. Yeah, there was some lightning.
You feel
After-
a pain.
Love of it.
You feel a pain in your gut as you remember him, the Black Knight, punching you straight on to the chest.
I remember feeling like I was hit by a building and then hitting a building. When I feel at my chest and my collarbone and stuff, is it bruised right now?
You feel kind of roughed up, but upon closer inspection, you don't see that many bruises, surprisingly.
The good quit.
Oh, there you go. Like,
The surprising thing was how hard you hit it, and yet no broken bone. Not a single one.
the surprising thing is that we're alive at all. I haven't seen any marked like that before. At least, not without a division going after them.
Speaking of which, he's gonna look up at the room. This is where you hold them, yes?
Fuck.
This is
Cleo, you
Right.
do recognize
What-
this as one of the cells that they hold dangerous individuals, specifically marked.
right, meant to drive people insane.
Yeah, this is
You're
where
lucky it's
we
not yellow.
hold them, and now apparently us.
Hmm.
And I'm going to take a look at, or Cleo's going to take a look at her left hand, where the mark is clearly emblazoned on the back.
You see that it doesn't look like it's... How do I want to explain this? It's etched on your skin, but there's no, like, it looks natural to you, like it was always there.
Less
There's no,
like a tattoo, more like a birthmark.
Yes. Thank you. That's perfect, actually.
Well,
Oh,
things
I
are
see
a
some
little
color
bit-
over there. He's gonna look at a corner. Probably not best to look that way. It's pretty yellow.
Okay. First of all, what's your name again?
Tala.
Okay,
This is my
Tala.
first time giving you my name, actually. Tala.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I think I hit my head a few times during that last fight. Secondly, what the hell are you talking about?
He's just gonna motion his arms over to the corner of the room that does have a yellow stain. Very much looks like
Gross.
someone beat there.
There is indeed. This also comes to notice that there's no lavatories in this room. The only solid surface in there is essentially the drop down bed.
God. Oh wait, we're shackled up. Were you able to go to that corner of the room?
I mean,
It's very
is it like
obvious
cuffs
that-
where it's like there's actual like a small chain between the link cuffs?
Okay. Okay.
Is that what I understand? Am I understanding that correct?
Yes, but instead of change, it is like linked together via an energy of
Oh,
very. It's very. It feels magnetic in nature. Where if you tried to pull it apart, it would just try to drag itself back together.
I'm
Okay.
just currently sitting cross-legged.
Well, Tala, I think there's probably a pretty good chance we're gonna be stuck together for a while. Whether that's here, or wherever the hell they're gonna send us. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I'm from one of the town sectors. My family, the hunters, they run a car shop there.
For those not in the know, Eden has Gaia as its huge central metropolis, and scattered throughout the wilderness are little shanty towns or little villages, which are about equivalent to as far as technology goes. It's just a lot more isolated.
Okay.
I came here hearing the howl. Looks like the howl led me to the wolf's enemy.
You know, I'm starting to get the feeling I probably would have run into you regardless of this now.
Probably. Like, he does not see, like, panic is an option right now.
And he also said the wolf thing with 100% seriousness. So
Yep. Let me guess, you decide to follow the North Star to get here.
I'm trying to... Would that have been something it did, or was it just going solely off of the howl?
The North Star is also called the Dog Star, or Sirius.
I'm just asking, Jim, if that's what I did.
for
If I did proper navigation, or did I just go buckham and follow a howl?
you followed your instincts essentially. So
Okay.
you followed
So
the
a bit
howl.
of both. A bit of both, okay. A bit of both, actually. I would follow the star, which would help me navigate when tracking the howl.
It was meant to be a joke.
Do you not know how to navigate outside the city?
I know how to navigate underground. And under smog.
That's not outside the city. I mean, there's some underground underneath outside the city, but not the whole.
Listen. You're a country boy? I'm a city girl. I lived in Inferno most of my life. I didn't watch the stars or listen to wolves howling. I read street signs.
I read street signs and heard the blaring of alarms, sirens, and car horns throughout the night.
Speaking of it, do you actually name them after the people who make the streets, or what's with the naming scheme?
Streets are named after various contributors to Eden as a whole, from the past or present.
It's basically whoever's paid the most or contributed the most and gets recognized, isn't it?
There's a couple other like weird streets. There's like let me see here.
Ah, so rich person privilege, understandable.
The main street in Gaia is named Ramu.
Ramu.
And on that awkward silence, we shall once again take his
Paolo's
view
just
from...
not bothered by this. Well, Cleo's like frustrated. He's like, oh yeah, she's probably got all the frustration. I don't need to have any. Which is probably making her even.
She's frustrated that this is the best she's felt in weeks, probably months, and she still has to deal with this shit.
Meanwhile, he's not bothered by this, and it frustrates her even more.
We'll take the camera, zooming out from the viewport on the door to this room, and go across the hall this time to see a couple of very on-edge individuals. Inspector and Basil. I assume one of you is pacing relentlessly, as long as you've been
Are
awake.
we not shackled?
You are.
But it's
Yeah,
like
well,
You can still
But not to
waddle.
like the wall. Okay.
right.
Yeah.
I would say that
Is
Basil.
Spectre,
right.
is Spectre still fully like clothed? Like those coat and
Oh
everything,
my
or
god, we're naked.
I think a better question
not
is,
what I was implying?
What kind of prison is this?
You don't have any weapons, and they have taken your coat.
They've taken the coat. Okay.
Okay.
Just the cup.
To search for weapons in that, considering, you know.
I'm still wearing the rest of all the black stuff. Okay.
And
It would have
your
been a much
visor
more
is-
awkward conversation between Cleo and Tala, I bet. If we didn't actually have any clothes.
Yeah. No.
Anyways.
I was kind of implying that they would have taken our clothes and given us new ones.
Oh,
Not
like is there prison clothes?
I mean, you never know. We haven't
Also-
discussed quite how dystopian Eden actually is.
Does Spectre still have his mask?
His visor, he
The
still has
visor?
his mask
Yeah.
and visor, but the visor is still off.
Oh, okay.
So he can't see shit.
Let's see. Sorry, go ahead.
You go.
I was gonna say the entire time we've been there, Basil's been itching non-stop. Let's see. And it's like kind of more aggressive. Too. So, you're blind. What's that like?
You know, I guess we didn't have the most awkward conversation.
How does a blind kid... Wait, how old are you?
Fucking hell if he knows. The Spectre's not going to respond to you. Spectre's going to look in the direction of the sound and just kind of tilt his head.
Right.
That's fair.
Yeah, you're looking at the right place.
That's fair.
Let's see. What were you doing working with the False Tier Collective?
Being perfectly honest, having fun, making money. The money part I kind of disregarded after I kicked the car window into his face.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I was surprised you did that. Wasn't that guy the boss? Why'd you do that?
It was funny.
It was kind of funny. But... but why go rogue after it? Kind of defeats the purpose of getting paid, wouldn't you say?
Frankly, it's less about the payment. It's more about not being bored to death. Look, after you've done as much as I have, a lot of normal things get really, really boring.
Spectre says, looking in the direction he thinks Basil's in, only for Basil to have moved.
What is it? I would say the itching is so loud that he always knows.
Yeah,
where it
I
is.
can probably track it.
God fucking Christ! It's not even winter yet. Why am I itching so much? Let's see.
You say as a part of dry skin falls from your hand that you're
Alright.
itching.
Right, just constant flakes everywhere. You know what's fucked
Hey,
up?
you wouldn't happen to have any form of claw, would you?
Claw? Well, as much as you do. I just have these nails. Why?
Nah.
Let's see. Were you thinking that I could,
He
like...
gestures to the shackles and goes, "What do you think?"
What do you think I am? Puss in Boots? That's not real. Let's see. I mean... But as he's saying that, he's also trying to do it too. But it's not working.
Just gotta reach.
Yeah,
I had all my stuff in my coat. This would be very easy.
Yeah, it
Do I
also...
have anything left in my mouth? So I'm just gonna search around his mouth with his tongue, wondering if he has any spare, like... Spectre would store, like, random escape equipment in his mouth, because
Yeah.
people don't normally fucking check there.
Basil's like squinting. He's like, you keep stuff in your mouth?
So he's checking for fucking
You
lockpick.
look around, you feel around in your mouth, like between the gums and like in a compartment in your tooth. And surprisingly, there is still something in your tooth. But it is not like a key or anything, it is a cyanide pill.
Did you find something?
He
Yes,
found an
I'm
escape.
going to leave that one there.
It is the means of escape.
What?
He found the escape.
The last resort. Oh my god.
How'd they get everything else but not that?
What is it?
Yeah.
It's fine.
What do you think?
I don't know. A cavity? You know what's fucked up? They didn't leave any bathrooms here. Are we supposed to just shit at the corner? Like animals? Hello! And I'm like
Something
banging
tells
on the
me
rails.
I don't think we're gonna be in here for too long. But anyways, what were you doing?
What, me? Oh, back
Yes.
there? I wanted to get the score of whatever was in that van. But that went to shit.
Yes, very evidently.
Because, I wanted to get what was ever in there. I mean, we're already both in the slums. So I'll just tell you. I wanted to get whatever's in there because I wanted to get back in to the guys you were working for.
Get back into the... How were you not dead?
What is it? I think I played smart. I saw all you guys fighting out there. I figured I don't have to do that. So I kind of slipped by.
That is not the question he is asking.
Oh wait.
The face, yeah, no, the face Spectre's giving it says what Zeke just said.
I can tell by your face.
I think the question he was asking is how are you?
How did I get out?
How are you out of the collective and still alive?
Oh. That. Well, I guess you can't see, so I'm not gonna show you. Let's see. Lizard guy. Lizard guys typically have a tail.
And
So-
you somehow use that to escape?
I'm not that kind of lizard.
Yeah, but
But
oh,
I don't know. As a sick joke. As a sick.
lizards shed their tails to escape from predators.
Some
of them
do.
Yeah.
Not specifically chameleons, unfortunately, and we'll get to that if Ally would.
Yeah.
I mean,
What is it?
It's just
As a joke, because I'm not traditionally like a crocodile man. What is it? They said once I grow back my tail, I can come back. But since I'm not that kind of lizard, it never grew back. I don't know. I never felt like they liked me.
I'm beginning to see why they let you live, and it's none of the things that you've explained. And simultaneously all of them.
And Ale is making a reference to like specifically like Japanese mafia yakuza. If they are disgraced members of a family, they would have their fingers chopped off.
Yeah.
But because they are reptiles, they are instead chopping off tails.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, here I was thinking that he escaped the predators by shedding the tail as a distraction.
What is it? That would have been a cool one too. But yeah, more of the, like what Zeke said, a Yakuza kind of thing. I don't know.
Well, most of the time, that gang tends to execute people, as you saw when they were running away.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm not
that says a few things about you.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. But I want to get back in there and work
And
my
you
way
still
up.
don't understand what I'm saying. I'm impressed. Okay. So you can see.
Let's see.
What kind of locks are on these cuffs?
Let's see.
They are magnetic in nature and energy. What's it called? They are powered by a sort of battery within each of the cups,
Mm-hmm.
and they are magnetic in nature.
Let's see. Well, it looks like just a bunch of magnets chained together.
Oh great, we're fucked.
I don't know. Can we just? I keep trying to fuck with the.
You
chains.
attempt to pull apart your hands with all your mights, only for them to pull you in with near double the force and basically make you clap really loudly,
Shit!
hurting your wrists in the process.
Oh my god. What
Nice
kind,
one.
What kind of prison is this? Hello! And I'm like, I don't know. Is there like a? You said there was a door in each room?
Yeah, there's a door, and there is currently a little eye. What's
People?
it called? It's
Did we hear him when he starts shouting out?
Yeah.
Right across the hall.
Is there like a little slot where you like that opens up?
It would seem the rest of them have awoken.
Is anyone there? Hello?
Hey, quiet in there!
I will piss through this little eye socket thing. I am not being in this room.
Fucking.
I'm hungry.
Oh,
You
boy.
haven't even been in there for a couple hours. Just quiet.
Who said that?
hang on. Spectre's gonna flick out the cyanide pill, spit it on the ground, and say, "Here, eat that."
Wait, what did you flick?
The cyanide pill.
Ew, what is this? Let's come
It
out.
tastes very good, trust me.
You know what?
Always smart.
Time to roll up a new character.
Well, I am hungry. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe if it did come out your mouth.
I'm curious.
Always
about
one loudmouth in the cells.
So, we'll take this moment. Each of you hears the loud clacking of heels against the surface of a floor
Someone's coming.
as it is. You can hear it approaching your direction, and then you hear a guard essentially like stand at attention, like right outside the cell. All right, where's our new inmates? Toward this way,
We're not
ma'am.
here, bro.
Have them all
No,
stand in front of me. Bring them out.
there's been a terrible mistake. We're not
Yes.
inmates.
Yes, ma'am. And simultaneously, 6 guards open the door and drag each of you out into the hall.
Do I recognize any of the guards?
You would recognize maybe 1 or 2, not by name, just by face.
Just gonna give them a casual, hey, how you doing?
One of them looks at you with pure disgust, and the other looks away with a bit of guilt. Damn, marked.
I think they're talking about me.
How did they react to Spectre? Because they've probably been hunting Spectre for a while, but they just haven't ever been able to get him.
Yeah, compared to everyone else who is I guess mildly chained down, for lack of a better word, Spectre has a couple of
Extras?
fucking- yeah.
I see we were roomed with our threat levels. You know what? I'm not surprised.
One of the guards is holding Twinkle Light, like in his palm.
I thought you were gonna say like a doll.
Like a doll. Practically.
Dude, why is your palm so clammy?
Shut it, you.
I'm just saying, I calls it as a Sia Hope Slice.
Okay.
You know, it helps
let me
with
get
that
a.
motion.
And your attention is drawn to an average height woman. She has what's it called? Narrow but rounded features and auburn hair, just tied up in a couple of loose buns, or a singular loose bun. In her hand, she has a digital pad, and is writing down and tapping at it like constantly. Huh. It would seem a couple of you have a record within the system. Some for better, some for worse.
Not me, bro.
Spectre has a fat fucking smirk on his face.
They're
Yes,
no longer
yes.
talking about me.
Yes. You've been a pain in public security's ass for quite some time now, haven't you?
How much shit did you do?
What did I do? I've done a lot.
What didn't he do?
I'm surprised you're not fully aware, considering you're meant to... You really are that dull. Okay.
Hey,
I just
You
want
know-
to make it clear, I don't know them.
Anonymous individual, codename Spectre, wanted for six attempts of arson, 5 attempts of second-degree murder, 2 attempts of first-degree murder, and public littering.
And that's only the ones you've caught me for.
Only attempts? Lightweight.
sounds like all the stuff he did earlier.
Yes, that was just from yesterday. And she swipes and walks down the line to Basil.
Mhm.
You are actually one of the few unknowns within us that we see.
Yep, I'm pretty mysterious. I'm pretty low key. I know how to hide. Stay
You
under
have your
shadow.
birth name and address.
What? You have my address? Shit. dude.
It's less that we don't know you and more that you don't have a criminal record on record.
Oh. It's not that he's a mystery, it's that he's insignificant.
Hey, hey, you know that ex-cop
Like,
should have
out
bowled
of
with
character.
me. Okay.
And then she swipes along as Basil's speaking. I'm like, wait a minute.
Let's see. You know, there's other stuff to do.
And then
crime.
down the line. A
Still
new
looking.
arrival within Eden. Atala.
Tala, yes.
We'll look at your papers later, although it doesn't matter much at this point.
I don't think
And-
it does, no.
And the unfortunate one, Officer Myers?
Myra.
Myra. Officer Cleo Myra.
Well, that's your name.
You were so close to that promotion in the precincts in your sector. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, I can't say this is how I saw my retirement going.
Retirement? That's funny.
Well, I have to assume I'm not on the force anymore, but if you'll still have me, I'm more than willing.
She squints and then swipes the pad and walks down the line.
I think that's retirement.
Hey man, I
Here's
never
a
got any
surprise.
vacation before.
And here's a surprising one to see. Viviana Vandeleur. The only daughter of the top contributor to the majority of the sciences in Eden. I wonder what your father would think given what you were a part of and what we found on your person.
Me too.
Everyone, all the cards look towards you like, huh?
I'm innocent. I did not do anything wrong. I was just helping.
That has yet to be seen. She swipes and walks down
I
to.
do have one question.
I shall get to you in a moment.
Viviana, I'd suggest saving that talk for the courtroom.
And finally, local business owner, a popular coffee shop along Ramu Street. Twinkle.
What's up?
Funnily enough, you are the most average person here, it would seem.
Ah,
Yeah, everybody else is giant. Including you.
Right. All of you, follow me. Guards, make sure they don't make any attempts of escape. And you're all guided out of this hallway.
Waddle, waddle, waddle,
And so
waddle,
the long
waddle,
fingers
waddle,
of the
waddle.
law close around Twinkle Lane.
oh yeah.
Those of you familiar with like the what's it called, the police precinct, will recognize this as a major holding building for a lot of the criminal activity in Gaia. And that would be specifically, I assume, Spectre and Cleo.
I wave at a few of the cells and stuff that we pass by, assuming I recognize some of the people I put in there.
Yeah, as you walk along, the cells are a lot different. They're more open bar cells instead of what you were held in for who knows how long.
Girls, we got some public sector meat coming in.
As you walk along,
Hands off
I'll
the
still,
merchandise.
I'll still kick your teeth in, Jody.
Okay.
a piece of crumpled up paper hits you in the side of the head.
Whose head?
I'm gonna look.
Okay.
Cleo's.
I'm gonna look at the guards on either side. Go, really? You're letting them have paper? You know that's against regulations.
Paper cuts.
They continue on.
I
We'll
was
use
gonna
this-
grab it on the way back as it falls. Just gonna read it. Unfolds, it uncrumples it and reads it.
There is about 6 or 7 obscenities within the first sentence alone.
Capped off with "Do you like me?" Why? And
I think people love that.
That part is scratched out, and there is
Love that
there is the very crude drawing of someone being
oh god.
being hanged.
Oh.
They were in some interesting fetishes. They might need some psychological help.
Fuck you, buddy.
probably you think foam slice.
I'm gonna whisper to Spectre, or Basil's gonna whisper to Spectre, like, so what do you exactly need to lockpick?
These not happening.
Oh, shit.
That's not talk, you speak out loud.
One of the guards nudges you with the butt of his rifle. Specifically, Basil.
Sorry, slip of the tongue.
You walk along for what seemed like an eternity. An occasional insult being thrown at Cleo specifically, and a couple of people in the cells look towards the back of the line and see Spectre and walk all the way to the back of their cells.
That's right, they finally caught me. Feast your eyes.
Who the fuck are you?
What?
Anytime Spectre hears one of them like shuffle backwards, so like with the footsteps, Spectre just like turns his head slightly to look in their direction.
They're like, oh!
They're backing up in their cells.
You hear one of them fall flat on their ass. The sound of like a toothbrush clattering on the floor.
Jesus, kid, you're known here too?
I have a question real quick.
Call him kid.
Sorry,
When
David.
Basil was going over Tala's motorcycle, did he actually give Tala his name?
I don't think so.
No, it was just a random stranger moment to the both of you.
Just gonna lean over. If it's any consolation, I do not know your name yet either.
So you're talking. You're talking to Basil.
Yes.
So, Basil.
Like the herb?
No, that's basil.
Oh.
Basil. Like, basilisk, I guess. If you ever know what that is.
Basilisk is a monster endemic to the moon of Eden. Whether or not Tala's village or city would know about it is up to him.
Basil, you're not the smartest, are you?
What is it?
You might want to try giving the word dazzle or razzle as a rhyme to your name.
Man, I'm not doing that. Basil's just fine. I don't know anyone else named Basil.
At least you have the brain power to do that.
Let's see. I got the brain
Their
power.
hide makes great jackets.
All right, Basil. Whatever you choose.
That just sounds like fuel. Basil. But I don't know. Hand me a gun, I can get stuff done.
I don't have a gun to hand you.
Yeah, I know.
You arrive in the lobby of the in a lobby where there's a couple more inmates sat in chairs, also like cuffed together.
So what are your guys' names? Sorry if I was interrupting.
One of them looks up at Basil and spits at his shoes.
Let's see. How far is he away from me?
I would say like 9-10 feet.
9-10 feet. Let's see. Dude. I look at my shoe. And we're still walking, huh? Like, or are we stopped?
You're stopped for the moment.
Okay. Was that necessary?
Of course it was.
The range on that one, though.
You know I'm gonna have to kill you now, right?
The range on that one, though, you have to admit.
Upon hearing the word "kill," the guards turn towards you.
While the guards are focused on Basil, can Spectre just turn to the guy and just smile at him? The one that spat? Because he can hear him speak now.
So you turn to him, and he, not knowing you're blind, he waves. Like a little cocky little shit.
He's blind, you dumb fuck.
Oh! So he's a dead man and blind. What a combination.
Sure, I'm the dead man.
At least I'm not marked. You know where you're going. In about a week, each of you will be monsters on the surface of Parthos.
Spectre's making a mental note of that voice.
Yeah, both of us are like making notes about this guy. What is his height? Is he bald?
You sound like you,
He's shaven his head and has a very unruly beard.
Let's see.
He speaks with experience. Do you think he has experience with one?
Ever tried
You just
shave?
lean over to Teo saying that.
What did you say?
He speaks with experience. You
Does-
think he might know of one?
Does he have a number on him?
You see the number like on his it's very hard to see from the distance, but there is the number 58 printed on his like on a sticker on his shirt.
Let's see. I'm gonna what is it? I'm gonna like lean over to Spectre and say 58. This is what you're looking for.
I think he should know better than to spit on a man who has nothing left to lose.
I'll just look over at the cops that are holding us. That man speaks with experience about knowing marked. You might know where one is.
Oh, and that's the only reason he's not dead yet. You hear that? I'm an asset to these people.
Yeah, an
That's all I
ass.
gotta say about you people. He says and like lounges backwards in the chair. And this is the first you notice. He's not really cuffed at all. The most he would have was like his feet are like loosely cuffed together, but not nearly as tight as each of yours.
Can
For Spectre.
I spend a Fabula point to begin reciting like from memory, parts of a file on prisoner number 58 with the effect of saying that he's nearly reached the end of his usefulness.
You know what? Invoke a Fabula point and tell me what trait you're invoking, and I'll allow it.
What? How old does he look like?
He can't be any older than like 40.
Let's see.
He's at least 58.
I'm gonna make you wish you live up to 58.
Okay, what is a trait again specifically?
Like identity,
Anything in the top
origin.
left.
Oh, you mean like the fact that I was a officer who worked specifically tracking down marks?
Yep.
Identity,
That'll do
theme, origin. Yeah.
I'm gonna do
That'll do
identity. I'm gonna do street thug for mine.
Cleo begins reciting out this man's name, and I'll just like bullshit a name here. It is
Frankie.
yeah, sure. Frankie M. That's all the file had.
It's a dumb name, Frankie.
Frankie M. and the various different clues and tips that he's given, how he's been a CI for several years now. Very little usefulness.
You damn. Oh, it's gonna be a joy hearing what happens to you later.
I make sure to recite it very loudly so anyone back in the cells can hear it too.
His eye is like twitching. He's trying to act cool, but it is very obviously getting to him. And whatever.
Think about
And then
definitely
the woman.
not there for Grand Theft Auto.
So he is he's gonna lean over towards like the one holding Twinkle Light. So he is what they call a what now?
Deadbeat.
Wow, so you're a father?
You speak a lot of shit for somebody so tiny.
Just come out here and say it to my face. We'll see how it ends.
There is a moment where he looks like he is considering it, but then recognizes that if he tried, he would probably get, gunned down
Pussy!
or assaulted.
Twinkle Light will put a finger on her cheek, pulling the eye down a little. Nah.
In the front of this little line we have, we see the woman in the sharp dressed woman tapping her heels. The transport was supposed to be here 10 minutes ago. What the hell is taking so long?
Probably stop for coffee.
I would hope
You're gonna
not.
have a hard time having that.
Yeah.
They'll be waiting for that one.
Can I get me something?
You know how the new trainees are. Sorry.
Just take a deep breath in, deep breath out. You are doing fine.
Thank you. I almost feel bad for having to send you down to the surface. It's an unfortunate coincidence, but it has to be done.
If it makes you feel better, I'm probably the most likely to have any experience in the outside world.
That
Hey,
shall be seen.
I'm very experienced in the outside world.
Just promise me one thing. Can you make sure someone picks up my cat?
We will have somebody within your team at the precinct check up on your personal effects, including your pets.
The key's under her doormat.
I do have one question.
You just
How
like
did you
all
know
that
that? I have two questions now.
You guys know each other.
Yeah, go ahead.
If we are miraculously unchanged, what then happens?
Well, the prospects of you living on the surface are very, very slim. Given all the people that were sent there beforehand were either dead or turned.
How
Well,
long do they
Kala,
usually last?
if we miraculously are unchanged and actually aren't marked when we get down there, we get to die knowing we were innocent.
We have ways of figuring out that you're actually, marked.
The Salem trials.
What, with this tattoo we have here?
Okay,
Not
you
only
keep saying
that-
we're marked, but we are not marked. Prove it.
Yeah, I don't feel magical.
I think Kyle's one of the few that actually isn't showing any marks. Like he's
Okay,
his
hold
is
on,
on his
hold on.
leg, which he's wearing jeans.
Yeah, well,
hold on,
I'll
let me-
point out is like
let
this
me-
guy's not even marked.
The woman in front reaches into her pockets on like her coat and pulls out a little pocket mirror and goes up to Twinkle and shows her the mirror of herself.
Her whole body.
Um,
Yeah, I'm looking
how
good.
long, how long do people last down there? Survival rate.
I don't know. We don't keep track of people once they are sent to the surface all too well. All we know is that no one's come back yet.
Well, we don't keep track of most people down there.
Okay, so the other question I have: there was someone in that altercation that got struck in the back of the head by a handle of a pistol. Is he alive?
Why do you care? There were several dead bodies on that scene.
Because I was actively not trying to kill anyone in that fight.
You.
I spared lives.
I mean,
She looks at you, kind of bewildered. You fought them?
Punched him right in his face. Well, like lack of face.
It was a little crazy down there.
Emphasis on little.
yeah, why aren't you guys chasing those guys?
What people? Who are you talking about? We just found the bodies of the False Terrier Collective, and all of them are initiates. So
Big glowing man, 8 feet tall, throws lightning.
Big black suit of armor.
she looks to her pad.
That's not the one I was actually talking about. I was talking about one of the initiates that was probably closest to the one that was closest to the cafe.
The woman is now feverishly flipping through pages on her pad.
Him and
There
his
was-
buddies showed up after we dispatched the False Tier Collective.
They broke it out of
I
an
have an
armored
odd
truck.
feeling you didn't like hearing all that.
They broke a
You didn't
creature
have
out
a
of a
face
black
under
an
there.
armored truck.
He also didn't have a face under that helmet. A real creepo dude.
She is feverishly writing down notes onto like a blank page. Okay.
Yeah.
They also
He
broke his visor.
Doesn't seem to like being stabbed or shot, though it doesn't seem to particularly faze him over much.
This is an interesting turn of events.
I
Well then,
also like the logic.
Yeah.
of very
I believe we
racist
can-
use bug zappers on me.
Is that good
I
news?
believe we can extend your sentence a little bit,
extend it.
just until we can get you interrogated and find what you're talking about. And as she says this, you hear hurried footsteps from the hall that you came from, and just yelling in the distance, Director! Director, where the fuck is my daughter?
Oh no.
Ah, God, why do you have to be here today?
You don't have to face him if you don't want to.
The sound of a like those swing open double doors like hitting the walls very hard, and the sound of like some like reinforced glass cracking.
Oh, you fucked up.
Where? Viviana, you will turn around a bit and you see a very familiar, bright red-haired man standing in the doorway.
Is this that rich man that you were speaking of? I was listening to the woman that's currently leading the guards.
One of the guards steps in front of him. Sorry, you're not allowed near them. I helped fund this entire operation. I am allowed to do whatever I damn well please.
Out of curiosity,
Sorry.
are we contagious?
He completely ignores you and goes and kneels down to Viviana and gives her a very, very tight hug.
Oh, he's tall.
I guess we are not contagious.
Do you have any idea how much I worried when you didn't get home yesterday?
I'm sorry. I got caught up in bad things, okay?
Why? What's this I heard about you having Magitech on your person? What have you been doing? You know that's dangerous.
Look,
Is that
sir,
the-
it was my fault.
I thought it was a taser.
Well,
Wait, that was a robot?
Shortly afterwards, there is a very, very funny scene of guards pushing what appears to be a person, but upon closer inspection is just Beatrix, like she's strung up like a puppet on on like a metal hanger. Hello, my lady.
Trixie, you're alive. I didn't know what happened to you after we were taken.
And Delore, what are you doing? They're marked. We cannot. Surely you've noticed that their marks are different from the others you've sent. Yes, but they are still a danger to the. God, why? Why now? Why? The tall red-haired man looks at each of you, like looking at like taking your measure essentially.
I take it you are an expert in the field, yes?
More than an expert. I helped write the damn field.
Then I have a question.
And it'll have to wait, my lad.
How many of them hear howls?
He looks to you. He turns his head very slowly. What?
The howling of a wolf.
What's with you and wolves, man?
I heard a howling the entire time.
I think you should go to the doctor.
And then I saw the void wolf. Growling at the
Wolf.
creatures.
That will be.
Alright, so we have an idiot and an insane person. Lovely.
That. We'll unpack that in a little bit. Now, Director Kura, if you would be so kind as to put them into my custody. Yeah, I believe you know where we are taking them now. The director, who you now know as Kur, let me write that out for you. It's
Purr, like purr?
It is the French word for heart.
Oh.
Hold on. Notes taking a bit to load in. Coeur.
Or
Yes. Oh, don't forward. I want to edit that.
I agree.
And the guards look somewhat reluctantly towards the director. She's pinching the bridge of her nose, of her face.
I could answer your questions afterwards.
Okay, Vandelor. If you think they're good candidates, then I will not dispute you, but at least a couple of them are wanted criminals. Well, who's to say they didn't die on that day anyways? You want me to falsify documents?
I have a better idea. Use a predator to hunt the prey.
Okay, this is going to be a whole bunch of bureaucratic red tape and just...
If they know how they think, they'd be experts at hunting.
Fine. Just when the and on cue a transport vehicle, like a big old van, pops up in the front that you all can see. Oh, right on time.
do they
There
have
you go.
coffee?
What
out of character, do the drivers have coffee?
One of the cop on the passenger side gets out and bursts into the precinct. All right, everybody, we got your deliveries. He just looks at the scene in front of him.
You have a donut.
Can
I do have the hunger.
Can I take the donut?
He like very awkwardly sidles aside and around to like behind the front desk as the driver also walks in. Well, we're here for we're here for the transport. What exactly do you need us to do?
What's up, Jarek?
That'd you say.
Oh, wait, you're the coffee shop owner. How the fuck did this? What happened to you? What's with the
I don't
tattoo?
know, man. I punched some armor with nobody in it, and then wound up here.
Some white scale man with pink frills.
Okay, the director like grabs the man, grabs the driver by like the back of his head and like brings him down to like her level. You do not speak of any of this to anybody. Do you understand? Yes. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Would this
And
be
as for the-
better in other location, as we are still in front of other eyes?
As for the lot of you, you will be transported elsewhere, and I shall be going with you for the time being, as will Professor Vandelier. I believe we can handle this from here. We'll need a couple of extra guards, I suppose, for that one in particular. She says, motioning towards Spectre.
They are once again not talking about me.
For all intents and purposes, after the whole wolf thing, they think you are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should tell them about the wolf again.
And Professor Vandelier, otherwise known as Rowan Vandelier, and also Viviana's father, speaks up. And can we get their personal effects to this location, please? They're not all criminals. It would help to have some of their stuff near on hand.
My motorcycle might be a little bit difficult, but it should be still in front of their cafe.
Well, we'll see what we can do, says the a clerk in behind the front desk.
Its name is
As
Stellian.
as you're all shepherded inside this police transport vehicle, and you're all sat on in the back. Guards near the front and back. Professor Vandelier is in the back with you, with the director taking the passenger seat.
I'd like to imagine when the guards are leading Spectre to where he's meant to sit down, they're afraid to actually get near him, so they just kind of shove them back away.
Yeah. That's perfect, actually.
Oh, here, let me help. And I walk over and I help him sit down.
Thank
And I
you.
go back to sit down.
Hey, Chief, you should really make sure these guys go through sensitivity training. Otherwise, you're going to have some lawsuits on your hands from abusing disabled prisoners.
Well, okay, we'll think about that. Thank you, officer. And the doors close, and you are all driven along to who knows where. And Professor Vandelier looks, coughs and gets all your attention.
Mm-hmm.
So, as it all stands, we are having it arranged so that you are all legally dead. You all died on that intersection, executed by whatever force was there that night.
Well, good news is you only have to deal with 5 people for that.
We still have your record. Don't think we don't know who you are.
Hmm.
We'd have to send a dummy of my likeness to my town. They like the pyre.
So why have us registered as dead?
That we should be.
The professor looks towards the director, and the director just turns and just sighs. With permission, and under my own judgments, you are each to be assigned to a very particular unit. It is simultaneously a research hub and a training area.
So we will be defending the city.
You're recruiting us?
You will from this day on, you are nameless, lifeless, under the banner known as the Aegis of Eden.
And I'm just meant to cooperate? Or...
Yeah, what if we say no?
Oh, then you'll be very happily sent to the surface of Parthos. to die a very horrible death.
Alright.
You know, I thought they outlawed slavery like 100,000 years ago, bro.
This is not slavery. You have your choice. We are simply offering
Yes.
it.
Choice.
You die. That is not a choice. It's an ultimatum, homie.
I'm going to be blunt with each of you.
You have
You're
been-
you're all on a timer.
We have cancer? Fuck.
Can your kind have cancer? I'm a legit.
Can we send
curious.
that one down, like now?
Is that why I'm all itchy?
No, I have limited experience with the lizard folk. Are you capable of having cancer?
Yeah, I mean...
Hmm.
I mean, animals can have... Wait, can animals have cancer?
Some can, yeah.
We are nearing our destination within the hour, so I shall get this all out into the open.
We will be fighting the monsters.
For lack of a better term. At least until you can no longer fight, or you lose track of who you are. As you're all aware,
That's me.
being
I
marked
lost track of who I was ages ago.
being marked is a death sentence that very few have lived through. It starts with you first gaining immense power unseen by the average person for their entire lives. And then comes the change in personality, the want for violence, the want to harm those who are not of your disposition. And then comes the more agonizing parts, the change in physiology, the loss of hair and eyes.
I mean, some of us don't have to
Don't.
worry about that.
And until that, you are going to be subjects and defenders to help fight against whatever force you found that night.
This is not unlike a story my family tells of.
Sorry. Whatever we found that night? I'm pretty sure if that thing wanted to, it could tear this whole city apart.
And that is what concerns us, the fact that it has not acted until now. If what you have said... wait, no. The director turns around in her seat. If what you've said is true, then there is a new threat to Eden as a whole, and we wish to figure out why they are doing this, what their motive is, and how and if we should stop them. So tell me, what exactly happened that night? And we'll have the camera pan out as each of you explains your story, or your sides of the story, to the professor and the director. And we'll say like an hours right away, we arrive at our destination. The van doesn't have any windows in the back where you are all situated, but from the front you see a what looks like a fountain come into view, and then it being drove around to the front of a building. All right, we are here. Project Prosperity. And the guards get up and open the doors, and first they double check Vector's restraints. Yeah, still in working order.
Believe it or not, some of the things you use do work on me.
One of the guards looks at you with absolute a mix of disgust and terror.
Watch your step.
Meanwhile, Tala does a good old stretch, all pulling apart, for a brief gradual pulling the arms apart in a stretch, and then putting them back to normal.
When Basil leaves his chair, there's like just a body mark of dead skin.
Oh god.
You're gonna want that professionally.
Peter,
Like,
but can somebody take these paper clips off?
I'll take them off.
You, I suppose, are not the most concerned among your compatriots, and
Now,
Professor Rowan takes the paperclip and frees your wings, and you are now able to fly around. I would not recommend going far from the group, however.
I think I'm still shackled by my stylish belt.
And this is the first time you get a good look of the building, aside from the drive up. It is a grand marble exterior with several statues near the front of the building, like looking over the building as a whole. The front has a very grand set of double doors. I would say it's like mahogany, or the equivalent in this world. They swing open, and you see before you a very well-maintained lobby area. One of the attendants at the front desk walks up to the professor. "Welcome back, Professor. It's good to have you." And she looks past him towards the group walking in a line, walking behind him. "I didn't realize we would have new guests."
I come in cooperation.
Noted. Yes, yes. Yes, B, if you would be so kind as to, when they get here, get their personal effects, bring them to a room. Thank you. And hello to you too, Director. Yes, hello. She's, Director Kerr is very obviously a little pissed at this turn of events. As you walk in, you see a few more people, like, past the lobby area. They're all in light blue, white-ish kind of, like, gowns. Think hospital gowns. And for those that can see, you'll notice that the majority of them have marks as well. But these marks are a little different from yours. Instead of there being a singular red line that looks like a eye or a smile, it's a little white and gray dots in the center of it. You notice that some of these individuals have what looks like pieces of feathery mass growing upon their skin. More often than not near where their mark is. Some of them look a little rougher for wear. A couple are confined to seats. Not that they're like chained down or anything, they're just sat there. Some twitching every so often.
Test subjects, maybe.
It is here where we are trying to discover if there is a possible cure for this condition. Rowan looks especially pained at seeing all of these individuals. And then looks back to Vivian, or Viviana. Regardless, soon after, the door opens from the lobby, and in comes somebody still on that little metal hanger, still like strung up like a puppet. She's pushed beside you, and she like waves with one of her free hands.
You fought well.
Wait, say that again?
You fought well.
Thank you, mysterious stranger. Right, let's get you all situated in that case. Let me just get a change of music here.
So, Chief, is this why Project Damocles always asked us to take them alive? For the testing?
All those who are marked are bound for the surface of Parthos, but those who are less criminally inclined, usually, she says, looking towards Basil and Spectre, usually, they are sent here for possible treatments and or research into their how they are.
No, Basil's not really a criminal.
What?
But he could be.
He tries to, but I don't think the world suits him.
If he really puts his mind to it, he can do anything.
I think he is aiming his sights on the wrong goal.
I have plans, you see. Big plans.
The guards look to you, eyebrows raised.
Well, now those plans are kind of fucked.
He made a reservation at the Olive Garden.
You are each guided along down a hallway. Cleo, in the lobby before you leave, you notice a very, very familiar figure who is very subtly. He's one of those individuals that is subtly rocking back and forth in his chair.
Oh.
It is. Let me go back to your story.
Okay, I do not remember his name. I'd have to pull it up.
It is a Father Brian.
Oh. Well. He certainly looks like he's doing well.
When you last saw him, which you would assume, or everyone would assume, was a couple months or maybe even a year ago, he looked fighting fit, like near perfect health. But now you notice he has those same silvery feathery scales peeling off his skin. His hair has dulled from his scalp to a grayish color, and he looks very, very drained. He catches sight of you for a moment, and in a burst of activity, you see him very quickly snap his vision to you, and he keeps his eyes on you as you exit into that hallway. Right, this will be your domiciles for the foreseeable future. The professor points out to a series of rooms near the end of the hall. The majority of you are free to come and go as you please, but you, he says in reference to Spectre, you'll have some means of detection on you at all times. And on that note, one of the guards claps something around Spectre's neck.
Oh, come on, around my neck? Really?
Come on, it's
Here-
exact.
We saw the amount of bodies on that intersection that day, says the director. And if
Come on, most of those weren't even me.
They really weren't.
we had to assume, given his history,
That's kind of fucked up.
he's killed at least 20 or so individuals within the last month alone that we could find.
I was about to say, good thing you added in the last month alone.
Lightweight.
What?
I know. I mean, if you want him to help, I'd probably be better to not keep putting shackles on him.
That is not a shackle in that definition of the word. One of the guards backs up and hits a button on a little remote control, and it beeps, and so does the collar, before it begins flashing. Very, very steadily.
It is a neck bomb.
I was gonna say it's a bomb.
That or a tracker.
Yes, all the above.
You know, if it makes it any more concerning for you, it wouldn't be the first time I've had one of these on.
If there was any attempt at you trying to fight this thing off of you, it will explode.
Alright.
You can
But
make it
aside
a
from-
look.
Aside from you and potentially you Basil?
Basil.
Right,
They
Basil.
were very certain it was Basil because Basil was at herb.
Yes.
It's quite tasty.
That's a
No,
fun
he said it's pronounced like basilisk, so it's basil.
Yes.
Right, of course.
Look, man, I don't judge weird accents.
Camelina.
That's weird. We didn't even have a last name on your record.
Oh. Huh.
Did you have a name change in your recent history?
No. As far as I know, that's
Odd.
always been Camelina.
Weird. Anyways, you all have a week to acclimate to your new surroundings and/or your new potentials, and then after that week, you will be sent out to find. Once we find a lead, of course, one of these beings that attacked you that night.
You think they're just walking around the streets?
Of course not. If they were, then we would notice of them.
How do you gonna notice them now?
We have ways. If they are marked,
Ways.
if they are marked like we imagine you each to be, we have certain ways to track each of them, one way or another.
And when you find them, you'll send us.
That is the plan, indeed, says the professor. But in the meantime, we are going to have routine tests upon each of you. And you'll find that your rooms each have a washroom, what's it called? A set of drawers, bed, all the usual stuff you need for a place to sleep in.
Mm-hmm.
And we shall start with... Roll a d6 for this.
Should everyone pick a
2.
number?
that would be Officer Cleo.
Excuse me.
Oh, that's me.
We would like to draw each of your blood for the purpose of the test. So, Officer Maya, if you would come with me.
Sure. I'm assuming you have the rest of my information on file then?
Indeed, and previous blood tests and physicals.
Well, we
Right.
still chocolate, by the way.
We should probably. The professor takes a device out of his pocket and presses it, and you feel the weights of the magnets, or in the magnetic force, just turn off, and they slip off of your heels and your wrists.
I hand them to an officer. Here you go. You probably want these back.
Spectre, the Spectre's ones get unshackled or no?
One set of them does.
One set of them
One
does.
set. But the time bomb is the
How-
bomb is still.
How many things did you put on me?
Let's see. There's the first pair. There's another 2 pairs on your legs and 3 on your arms.
Yeah, there's like 4 guys on you right now, unshackling every.
You know, at some
Alright,
point,
that's fair.
this is less of a safety measure and more of a obscenity.
Obscenity is what that man's done to everyone he's come across.
Spectre smirking.
And
You
that
could
damn-
just perpetually assume that, by the way.
Yeah. Very well. You're all free to roam around the premises, but Spectre, as I suppose we should call you, you'll be monitored for the time being, and
Can I
Officer
get my visor working again, by chance?
Oh, right, your visor's broken. We'll have a technician look upon that soon enough.
Is there a yard I can speak? I can sit in.
Oh yes, just by that fountain in the plaza over there.
Thank you. I start walking that way.
What did you ask?
Tala?
Hmm?
Before you go, don't go anywhere alone with Spectre. You seem like a nice person.
Relax, I know not to act at a place with a bomb collar on my neck.
Oh yeah, Basil whispers in your ear, $40 you can't pick that thing off your neck by the end of this week.
I never got an answer about the one I pistol whipped in the head.
All of the False Tear Collective found on the scene were dead, either via electrocution, bullet wound, or blunt force trauma.
That is unfortunate. I tried to keep him alive.
I told one of them to run away, but yeah.
Oddly enough, one was found strung up on one of the streetlights. I don't know who did that. Also, you made mention of another person from the False Tear Collective. Can you give us a physical descriptor of them?
Oh, he was
Yes, white scaled man with pink frills.
Huh. We don't have that person on record as being deceased or detained. Something to keep in mind, I suppose.
He was leading them.
probably a new recruit to lead.
He was leading the initiatives.
Right.
And I'll point at
Unfortunately, with all the work I do, I don't ask for names.
I point at Spectre. This man kicked a mirror at his head twice now.
Yeah.
You might be able to find his DNA on the mirrors.
Thank you for your very, very nice considerations. We shall look into that. We have physical descriptors. Does this person have a name of any sort?
Zolt.
Zol. Odd name.
It's probably
I
dead
do not question the customs of another kind, especially one that I have little experience in. And I walk out the door towards the fountain.
You mean humans?
Didn't he ask?
The majority of you are set free to roam the lobby.
I'm obviously going to take some blood tests.
Yep. And by majority, I mean, of course, minus Cleo Inspector.
I am going to go sit under the shade of a tree.
Oh, I thought we were in a building.
It is a building, but
I asked about a yard.
Okay.
There is a yard out to the east side that has a fountain and a little garden court.
I was gonna say, I just assumed there was a courtyard in the middle of the building.
There would be one of those, but this is not the court. He specifically asked it for one that
had a yard.
nature. So I assumed
Sits in the
flowers.
garden in the shade.
While out there, you see a burly, heavy-set man sat in the bench beside you.
I sit.
He's not make motion towards you in any way or form. You see that he has a mark on his upper forearm. It is.
Oh, yeah, I was going to sit in the shade. I'm on the garden. So I'll just sit there.
He looks very downcast and very downtrodden. Like I said, he is very heavy set, kind of a big guy, but not unfit.
Okay.
Not the choices you would have made.
He grunts. Do you look towards his mark?
Yeah. I'll take a glance at it.
It is as described on the way here. Instead of there being a red line driven across it, it is a small pale gray circle in the center of black jagged lines. This one looks particularly large, almost like it's further along on his transformation journey. You see, he has pale, feathery, almost like dust on his shoulders. Word of warning to you. Don't get too connected to the people here. And he goes back and to staring at the fountain.
No. I'm still new in the city, so...
Awful first day then, eh? And we'll have the camera pan out back to the lobby where the rest of the party is, minus Cleo.
Anyone's free to join me too, by the way. That was just
Right.
going to take the fresh air.
You see in this lobby, there's like a little ping pong table, and a couple of the individuals are very happily playing along it. In the corner of the room is a smaller person. You can only assume is essentially a child, sat reading a book. In the other corner is a woman with long blonde pigtails, who is just looking out into the yard and across the lobby, very slightly rocking.
Okay.
As you approach this group, one of them that is playing ping pong takes notice of you, turns to you, and gets a ping pong ball straight to the forehead. God damn it! Come on, man! Listen, you gotta keep an eye on the ball, man! Like, come on, you know the rules! So, what's up with you lot? New here? I mean, obviously, never seen you before. What's your names? What's your names? Why are you here? I mean, we obviously know why you're here, but you know, just trying to make small talk.
Basil.
Sorry,
Viviana.
Sponge. Viviana. That's a very, very, very pretty name. Very pretty name.
Thank you.
The other one who got the ball to the forehead looks at. I am Alphos. That is Ricky. Yeah, Ricky. Nice to meet you.
Wait, the guy who he's playing is said that? Who's
Yeah.
playing with?
Yeah, there's two individuals at this ping pong table. The one who is very hyperactive, kind of looks a little skinny, has very, very pointy hair.
Yeah.
He's kind of twitching.
Mhm.
That is Ricky.
right.
Alphos is a
Okay.
Alphos is a average build, I would say, with a shaven head, and you can see like his hair's just very slowly starting to grow back.
All right.
Like you can see his hairline, that sort of thing.
HD Ricky. Okay. And then the name of the bigger guy?
Alphos.
Alphos. Other guy. Okay. Well. Okay. Alphos. Ricky.
Hey man, you want to play a couple of games? I mean, I could go all night. Trust me.
I'm sure you can. What is it? What kind of medication are you taking?
What's medication?
Ah. But yeah, sure. I'll play a couple games.
Do you drink coffee? Is that why you're like this? I
They don't allow,
understand.
they don't allow me to drink hot beverages. No, not since the incident.
Oh, incident?
Yeah, I accidentally poured hot stuff all across my back. If you want, I could show you. And he like reaches back to like take off his shirt before an orderly like runs up to him. No, Ricky, don't show them your scars. That's not something you do to people you just meet. Okay.
Kind of wanted to see it. Okay.
You'll notice as he turned around, you see on the back of his right forearm, and
That's
it's the
his
same mark that the man outside also had.
This is like
It looks
mark
a-
that he has? Uh-huh.
It looks, like I said, instead of like the red eye that's closed or a smile, it's again
It's just
a small gray little dots
So
in the middle of those black jagged lines.
So how exactly did you guys get your marks and then I served the ping pong ball?
You won't believe it. I was walking along in the middle of downtown Gaia, and all of a sudden this shady character comes by and he like hits back a couple times, like volleying.
Yeah.
You try your best to keep up as he's talking,
Right.
but you are very slowly overwhelmed by his words and his very quick hit of the the ball back and forth.
Right. He fit all those words in a span of 2 seconds. Wait, what? You said you said you saw a man and I serve it back. Or what was I? Hit it back.
Yeah. He was a weird looking guy. I swore he was a little more twitchy than I am. You would think, right? But then he hits it back.
Dude, slow the fuck down. You're talking 200 miles a minute.
And that goes on for a while as he goes on a diatribe after diatribe,
Right.
tirade after tirade. He doesn't even get to the point of how he got marked.
he just keeps talking about a hyperactive guy who, or just another hyperactive guy.
And then, anyways, I was found face down in the ditch, next to the precinct. I'm surprised I'm not actually on the surface. I don't think those people liked me very much in there. And then he hits especially hard, and the ball zooms past your ear, Basil.
Whoa.
Yes, score.
Easy, buddy. Let's see.
Alphonse has taken a seat in the beside the ping pong table.
Let's see.
Alphos, sorry.
Alphas.
Yeah, you'll get used to him. If you don't, I apologize.
As I'm coming back with the ball, it's like, you guys, how long have you guys even been in here? And I serve it again.
I've been in here 2 or so years. It's not been easy, I'll tell you that much. Me? I got here, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he continues counting on his fingers.
I
The amount of days he pursued.
Every time he counts, he's hitting the ball.
Yeah. It doesn't get very easy seeing so many people in the States. I don't know when that happened to me. He points to Father Brian's rocking in his chair, almost in a straitjacket.
I mean,
Poor bastard. You know, he was arrested by a particular officer.
and then kind of raising my eyebrows. That officer wouldn't happy to be named Cleo, would it?
I don't know. Man's not been very talkative since I've arrived. Yeah, and you all look to the former priest, Father Brian, says he is very slowly scanning the surroundings around him. And unless anyone else has anything they would like to do with the 3 other people in this lobby, you have the child reading in a room, reading in the corner, the blonde-haired woman with twin pigtails looking out across the lobby, slowly, walking or rocking back and forth.
Pig-tailed woman.
Viviana's gonna go over to the child. Because she has a book club, so maybe she can talk about the books.
Okay. You approach. The child very obviously notices you. They're very young. I can't be any older than 10. They look up. They jump back a bit. Oh, you're not okay. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I lots of needles. I don't like needles.
Neither do I. Needles are scary. What are you reading?
The child nods, and a bit of his hair falls from his neck, and you see that's where his mark is. It's still... It almost looks like there's no, white-gray centerpiece on it. He's very obviously new to this place. This is what my mom read to me. They got a copy of it a week ago. It's about these monsters called dragons and how heroic people fight them.
Yes. Wait, actually, I think I've read this book before.
You have?
Yeah, have you read the other copies? There's only the
There's,
first edition, I think.
there's other copies. I
Yeah.
my mom only ever got me the one book. We're not very. We don't have a lot of money.
Mm. Well, I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can ask a few people around, and we can get you the other copies to read while you're here.
You do that for me, miss?
Of course, I mean, what's the point of having influence if you can't influence other people?
He like is very obviously trying to like stay a little composed, but he's like bouncing up and down, like trying to contain himself. Okay, yeah. He sets down the book and then like jumps up to hug you, like around the leg or around the waist. Thank you.
Welcome. You know, okay, first of all, what's your name?
I am Charlie. What is your name?
Charlie. I'm Viviana.
That name's very pretty.
Thank you. You know, Charlie, you reminded me a lot of myself when I was your age.
Oh? How?
Hmm. You're very excitable. Hmm.
Excitable?
Close enough. it means if I enjoy in a lot of things.
Oh, I like a lot of things. I like looking into that fountain. There's a couple of fish in there. We can go fish spotting.
Fish spotting.
Yeah,
Okay, that sounds fun.
there's this very pretty orange fish. They called it I think a koi. Koi?
Koi fish, yeah.
Yeah, it grew very big, and now it's I think eating other fish.
Oh. How long have you been here, Charlie?
I was I got here 2 weeks. Yes, weeks ago.
Okay. And do you remember why you're here?
Um, I I don't. He like sulks down and like curls up into a bit of a ball. I
It's okay, it's okay.
They were so scary. There was a lot of blood.
Hmm. Okay, well, forget about that. We don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. How about we talk about the dragons again?
Oh yes, look, this page is my favorite. As he points to a illustration in the book. It is a for the players. It is a Chinese inspired like dragon, very long, very regal, lots of scales.
Ooh.
Apparently,
Wow.
this one is called a Kirin.
Hmm. Kieran.
This book says they have power over lightning.
Hmm.
And with
Do they
that,
now?
we'll take that scene with Viviana talking and comforting a small child. And anyone else want to talk with any of the other individuals found here in the asylum?
Unless one of the motherfucker wants to approach the person with 5 different sets of shackles. Unless some insane freak wants to do that, Spectre's just gonna sit, lean against the wall.
Nah, man, I'm good just going, like, having my character in the background kind of doing the battery of blood tests and stuff.
Okay, in that case, we'll
kind of stand in Spectre's lap since he's sitting down. So, Spectre,
Oh no, Spectre's standing leaning against the wall.
then your shoulder.
Alright.
I thought you were just gonna go and like say Spectre doesn't have shoulders or something.
No, he in fact has
No,
those.
his suit doesn't lift. So, Spectre, huh? How'd you get that name?
Well, when no one knows who you are, and you perform various acts of crime, almost being entirely unseen, they have to give you some kind of code name.
Right, but if you were never seen, then how do they even know that it was a single person? Got a calling
Oh.
card? What is it?
I show myself sometimes. I'm sure they attribute some acts that aren't mine to me, but most of the time it's a pretty safe assumption.
So you got a calling card.
Well, not necessarily a calling card, but when you don't find anyone else and absolutely no traces, there are very few options.
Cool.
So, what exactly made you think it was a great idea to sit on the shoulder of the guy with a bomb collar attached to him?
I figure it goes off when fucked anyway.
I suppose that's fair.
At like half of this house.
I'm not sure how much they put in it. I'm not sure how much they think they need to kill me. I'm not sure how much they do need to kill me.
Always.
At least
more
that is
than
with the
you
mark. Speaking of the mark, aren't we meant to get some kind of unimaginable power from it? Or something along those lines?
I mean, kinda hope so.
For all intents and purposes, you don't feel all that different yet.
I kinda hope so because, like, look at me, Home Slice, it's like all over.
Yeah, I would look.
Hey, man, we all got our own ways to look at things. Yours just ain't with your eyes.
That is
Well,
surprisingly
yes,
deep.
it's my
coming from-
visor.
And almost on cue, an orderly with like a set of like electronic instruments hurries up next to Spectre. Okay, just hold still for a moment. I'm gonna take a look at this part here. And you feel like her kind of dig into the side of your visor. Oh God, this is a mess. Do you ever organize your wiring?
Well, most of the time, I'm able to work with it by myself. Unfortunately, I just don't have the equipment.
Let's see if I pull this one here. There's a flicker, and your vision comes back, but everything is in shades of red.
Well, it's back on. Unfortunately,
what did
I think you also disconnected something, because it's all red.
Oh, God. Okay, what about this one? It turns on, and you see everything in like a wireframe mode.
Wireframe.
Hey, just so you're aware, this is connected directly to my brain. So I'd really appreciate you not,
Adjusting it
messing with
live.
it too badly.
You directly to your brain? How did you manage? Whatever.
Yeah, it also doesn't come off. Hence why you have to sit next to the guy
She
with the
flicks
bomb collar.
She fixes another wire together, and everything looks well. But as people start moving, they begin to look like mirrors across your vision, like they leave behind a little trail.
Okay,
Okay,
no,
is there
but
any
let me give
chance
it a
I can
shot.
just get... Okay. Can
I will have made my
I'm just
way
gonna
back
go
into
through
the
the
building.
process of, describing to her exactly what she should do,
Okay,
instead of having her fumble.
While he's doing that, Twinkle Light will take a shot at it. She is a tinker.
Are you sure you wish to do that on that side? I should also mention that because she's only doing it on the side, it's only the one eye, quote unquote eye, being changed.
Oh, so there's
I
no
mean,
depth perception.
I'd imagine it's not necessarily all linked together, but it's like a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Twinkle, if you want, I will have you make a Dex Insight roll to see how you fare. at fixing Spectre's vision.
Wow. All right. Not a crit, but it's a 13.
Okay,
Ooh.
so which shoulder is Twinkle sitting on? Left or right?
I'm gonna have to go with probably the opposite side as the person who was working on it. Considering
All right.
we're gonna brush
Let's
Twinkle
say left.
side otherwise.
Yeah. So Spectre, you all of a sudden, your left side of your vision comes back with incredible visual clarity, probably better than when you had tuned it beforehand.
Oh wow, that is quite
Disorienting? The right eye is fucked up right now?
Well, it's he can't see out of his left and right eyes. It's all one image,
Right.
but it's just
'Cause
like
it's-
that's way clearer than I think I've had it for a while.
Because you see it in your brain.
It's almost
Uh,
like upgrading from 1080p visual clarity to 4K.
So I guess.
All right, well, I believe you can match up both the sides if you adjust. There should be a tuner and a button that you can press on the
Okay,
left side to adjust
you know what?
the right.
Here, that will make my job easier. I'm gonna go report this to the professor as she hurries off down a hall.
Appreciate it. I assume she's like sprinting away from Spectre. Like, okay, nope, I'm good.
In the distance.
Tyler's making his way back to the building.
See Ricky.
I had my
shots.
breath of fresh air.
You see Viviana in a corner reading with a child. Basil, he's trying in vain to keep up with Ricky in a game of ping pong.
Half the time he's getting assaulted by those ping pongs.
As you turn to look towards the to where Tal entered, you get pelted by one right in the eye. Like there's like a very subtle slapping sound.
That's Basil getting hit, by the way.
That's not how
Yeah.
you play the game, man.
Hey, you gotta keep your eye on the ball, man. I mean, not
Ah!
literally in your case, but
It's not dodgeball.
serve up. He starts again.
It's my turn to serve. Ah!
Hey, just to be clear, with all the shackles, is Spectre able to reach his head at all? With his arms?
You can make a strength check to see if you can, because that's a
Double
lot of
strength?
that's a lot of magnetic force. Yeah.
'Cause
Wait,
if so, then Spectre's just gonna do the the matching adjustment himself after the left one.
I mean,
So
you can move your arms around, but you can't like drag them apart, kind of thing. think of them
if he can move his arms around, then he can just move both of them up to the same side, yeah, and then do
think, like,
the adjustment.
Multiple sets of cuffs upon your wrists and arms. So like you
Oh,
can't
okay.
drag them, you can't like pull them apart, but you can like bring them together and like point them somewhere.
Yeah, then he should just be able to make the adjustment himself then. Because I'd imagine it's just like a couple of things like on the inner side
Yeah.
that he can like flick and press.
And as you do so, the other portion of your vision comes back, but it's slightly lower definition.
Slightly lower.
Hmm.
I can work with this.
For the first time, you get a visual of this you've been standing in for who knows how long, maybe like a half hour at this point.
Huh. Brighter than I expected.
And with that, we'll have the scene transfer over to a med bay kind of place, or a what the fuck are they called? Like a doctor's
lab?
room, a lab, whatever you want to call it.
Ooh.
And we see the professor drawing blood. He's probably at like the third or fourth vial at this point. So, how did someone like you come to get dragged into this mess?
Is he flirting?
Well, there was an attack from the False Tier Collective. And next thing I knew, There was an 8-foot tall glowing man and several of his friends.
He was glowing?
I think, wasn't he?
No.
No? Oh. I swear you said he had some sort of like light effect or something, but
No. When he cast a spell, you recognize that the leftover magic coursing through his like arm, like and palm, gave off a bit of light, but it didn't stay for very long.
okay. Oh, there was an 8-foot tall bald man and his several friends who showed up. And the last thing I really remember was being thrown into a building and struck with lightning.
He's in the middle of like drawing another vial of blood before he like slowly turns to you. You were thrown into a building?
Yes.
He very quickly untaps the vial and takes the needle out of your arm.
Well, I suppose thrown isn't quite right. He punched me into a building.
He puts a bit of gauze and some bandages across your arm. He drew them from. If you would not mind, could you lift the back of your shirt? I need to see the extent of the damage.
Certainly. And Cleo will
Oblige.
turn around. Yep, turn around and try to, as modestly as possible, lift up just the back of her shirt.
You feel a very cold round thing upon your back. It would be a stethoscope. Breathe in, if you would. And out.
As much as your smoker lungs will let you.
As she breathes out, do we have permission to begin like accessing some of the more magical powers and stuff?
I will say the very minor points of it. So like you breathe out and like you feel like a rush of wind exit your lips.
Yes, that's what breathing out does.
I mean, like
I get
I'm
it.
specifically asking, is it okay if I activate my therioforms right now while in the med bay?
sure.
It won't do much. It's the only one that would be super noticeable would probably be the amphibia, because that's going to change how I breathe.
Oh no. And he moves to the other side of your back and he says, breathe in. And out. There's like an inflection as he questions. Huh. Officer, are you missing a right lung?
I'm pretty sure I have both my lungs. I'm not feeling so great, Doc.
He looks up and he sees your skin had turned a very slight shade of like blue.
Yeah. She's broken into like a cold sweat. And
Oh.
her skin is
Good God.
very
okay.
much the wrong color.
You are. He looks around. There's like a cup of water sat on a bench by. Here, take this. See if that helps.
She begins to drink the water, and she's still breathing in and out while she's swallowing.
That's anything.
A bit of water spills out near the base of her neck, right around like her thigh, from what appear to be some form of vestigial gills.
Huh. Oh, how do we? He looks around. He sees a clean bedpan in the corner of the room.
How do we fix this? How do I fix you? You can be fixed. I can fix you.
He rushes over to the clean bedpan and fills it up with water. If you would just wash that over your gills on your neck, I think it'll make it easier for you to breathe.
It's my What?
He takes two fingers and like traces them across your neck, and you feel them bump across something.
I think you could take in a bit of his finger scent.
Oh God! Why would you say that?
Make it cursed.
Oh, no.
To make it cursed.
Oh.
You're welcome for that, by the way.
Hey, what did the doctor just say?
If you would, we need to get you submerged in some way or shape.
He's trying to
Because
get
you appear to have grown. You appear to have grown a set of gills.
Okay. What is this? Is this normal for?
He he rushes to across the room again and gets a like a standing mirror, and he puts it in front of you, like on a desk to your side. If you would so kindly look.
How the
You see
hell
your-
am I supposed to wear a suit with gills?
You know, I feel like that's the least of your concern right now. I think the first concern should be breathing.
I'm trying to breathe in and out, nice and slow.
Okay.
Getting a little lightheaded.
He takes the bedpan and splashes it over you. You suddenly gain a bit of your strength back. You feel less lightheaded. Did that help? You're dripping, sopping wet.
Doctor,
Yes, officer?
where can I get a change of clothes?
Well, I'll ask for one of the orderlies to get you a set of patient's clothes, I guess. Can you, I don't know, turn that off in any way?
If I knew how, I would.
He jots down on a pad.
As she's saying this, her eyes are very noticeably like trying to shift into a more predatory.
So they're like slitted pupils, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Ah, fascinating. I very quickly he gets a pen from his pocket. Follow this if you would. And he like drags it left and right very quickly.
She follows it with her eyes very, very quickly.
I have never seen this kind of thing before in a marked individual yet.
Doctor,
He's feverishly writing down notes on his pad.
doctor,
Still writing. There's a bit of like fanaticism in his look, as if he just uncovered something revolutionary.
I think there's something wrong with my eyes.
Oh, yes. Although
The color, it's the colors, they're not they're I can't see colors right.
okay, explain what you do see in vivid detail.
Things are very blue, green. I'm not sure really how to. I can't see all the colors anymore.
Loss of color division, predatory eye slits, and growth of gills. Shark woman? Question mark.
Doctor, did you give me something while you were drawing my blood?
No, of course not. That would be unethical.
Then why do I have gills?
I am just as surprised as you are in that matter. I'll be honest, I haven't seen this kind of transformation in a marked ever. Especially when it's such early stages of their progression.
He's gonna have fun with our group.
If by fun you mean a fucking aneurysm, yeah.
What, 3, 4 of us have mutant?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, no, that's pretty fucked. That's pretty fucked.
By the way, have our personal effects arrived yet?
Yes. As the scene changes and the Doctor is feverishly writing notes as Cleo is describing what she feels and what she sees in her new form, a van arrives at the front desk, or at the front of the building, and a couple of guards and orderlies come in, each with a box. There's about 6. Alright, no arrivals, your shit's here, so come and get it, says a rather disgruntled looking orderly.
Any luck with the bike?
About that. It was kind of parked in a no parking zone, so it was unfortunately impounded.
Oh my god.
I can get that back. I'd rather impounded than destroyed.
It's true.
Awfully positive, aren't you?
Well, I'm stuck in the situation. Panicking about it does nothing.
Huh. I wish more of the patients had your outlook. Make things a whole lot easier. As he walks into the lobby with the boxes.
Oh, let me help with that.
Yeah, he would rather you not.
It's no trouble.
No, really, do not touch other people's personal effects. It is very rude.
So, just
You're touching them.
as a side note, please do remember the Doctor has access to Cleo's medical records, which
Yep.
includes whatever experiments were done on her.
Yep.
For records. No experiments is done. She's just a freak.
You know, if I didn't already have like the stuff worked into my backstory, I would totally accept that as canon.
Anyways, each of you are drawn back to the front of the lobby and are each
Cleo-
presented with a box.
Cleo can
Minus-
smell her personal effects and the various scents coming off of them from the Doctor's lab, and is making her way out of there despite the Doctor's protest.
Wait, there's still other tests we must run. We're not sure if you could even survive out here for very long. You are... Okay.
She's very clearly smelling the air and following something.
A scent?
The rest of the party, who is out in the front lobby, you see in horror your quote-unquote compatriot leave the exam room. Very obviously different. Blue skin, gills, and slit eyes.
I wave over to her. Hey, our stuff's back. I'm also waving my gun. See.
Quick
The
light,
gun-
nothing different.
The gun and weapons are not part of your personal effects.
Damn it.
Markedly.
Alright, they only gave me back a box of matches. That's all they took from me. And an empty wallet.
2 halves of a helmet.
They gave me
The stuff I brought with me, my supplies I brought in with me into town.
You have
And
your belt buckle.
The
They
buckle.
didn't think it was a weapon.
Wow, I really didn't have shit.
Yeah, it was oddly depressing seeing your locker kind of emptied out quickly like that.
You know what? Travel light. That's what they say.
You know, the difference being they usually travel light by choice, not by whatever your situation is.
Meanwhile, you take a look at Tyler, who also just has like a backpack that does have supplies in it. Yes, you travel light. He holds up a backpack.
He looks
Full of
between the
stuff.
two of you.
Yep.
I can...
I hold up my box of matches. Not what I need.
You aren't.
You can do a lot with fire.
I have much to teach you, I think.
Let's see. Are we getting paid since we're working with you guys?
For everyone else, there is Cleo's possessions minus her weapon and her officer gear, of course, including maybe a packet of like chips.
This is new, though. I hold up the buckle.
What do you mean it's new? It was found on your person.
It's a pretty sick belt.
I think I have something to talk to your doctor about.
A belt?
Yes.
Viviana, you see, along with your possessions, once again, Trixie is rolled in on that hanger. Hello again, my lady.
Why are you still up there? You should come down.
I may have bitten at one of the orderlies because I thought they were attacking me with a needle.
Oh dear. Okay.
It's like it's floating in the water, right, Steak?
What?
Your image. Sorry.
No, it's just because. Well, I'm not great
By the
at
way,
drawing.
by the
Yeah.
way, I know you like doing it. Can you just stop using the AI to do that? I think we much prefer just a description as opposed to this.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Wait, who is this?
I'm addressing Steak because he keeps using that AI. Yeah, it'd be appreciated if you stopped doing that.
Hmm.
Sure.
One of the orderlies who very obviously has like a wrapped up finger, like very sheepishly approaches Trixie. I'm not gonna hurt you, little lady. If I could just try to get you get you off of this thing. As long as you don't have any kind of weaponry, I shall not attack you, including that needle in your arm or in your hand. He's not even looking at him. He drops the needle on the ground. Right. No weapons at all. He looks to Viviana. Can you control her, please?
I try. She has a mind of her own.
As any good android should.
Alright.
And he presses a button on the back of the hanger, and she like lands on her feet. Liberation. Is this what freedom feels like? It is boring.
So being enslaved is more fun?
I didn't say that.
Trixie. I have a lot to catch you up on.
I remember a flash of purple, and then I awoke in a closet somewhere, and then a couple of very nice people told me that I was apparently to be decommissioned, and that is when Professor Rowan very heroically stepped up. I think he smacked somebody across the back of the head.
No.
I don't know. All I heard was a thump. I was turned around at the moment.
Well, it's good that you're here. Your nails look good.
Charlie,
Good to see that they did.
the child, walks up sheepishly behind you, looking at Bellatrix. Hello. Who is this?
Oh, Charlie. Look, this is my best friend. Her name's Trixie.
Hello, human child. He like shirks behind you. She's.
It's okay.
She's
fine.
Charlie points to the her very very sharp. I don't like those. Don't like those at all. Trixie like looks at her hand. Oh, that can be helped, and she like pops off her wrist.
Good job. I knew those were attached.
Charlie falls backward. Your arm! What happened to your arm? And he like faints.
No.
A couple of the orderlies like walk up. Oh, gods, what happened?
I am so sorry. My best friend took her wrist off.
And she waves both hands at once in the same arm. I see.
She is
Could you
really is
perhaps
cool.
tell her to turn off lethal force? I feel like that is required in a place like this.
Lethal force? What about that is lethal?
You look to in the background, and there's a orderly, the orderly with the bandage up, like very sheepishly running, like walking away.
Okay, well, maybe tone it down a bit, Tricks. These people aren't used to you detaching your limbs.
Are we no longer in combat?
No, they're safe. For now.
Understood. And she says that, and the wrist part, or the hand that she popped off of her wrist, the nails retracts ever so slightly into her hand, and she pops her wrist back on, and she loses like an inch or so of height.
And then we're fighting people. And
They attacked me to start. What was I supposed to do?
no, they weren't attacking you. They were just doing checkups, I think. Needles are scary, I know, but
I don't have pain.
I know. I don't think they realize that.
She blinks twice and looks around. Who are these people? Referring to the rest of the party. It is not Twinkle.
That's a good question. I don't know. But they're here now.
She looks towards Spectre. He's dangerous.
It's exciting, isn't it? This is the most amount of contact I've had with people in years.
Spectre just yells, correct!
Relax though, Clanker. I'm not gonna hurt you.
What did you call me?
Clanker.
Permission to slap him.
You have permission to try.
With an inhuman speed, you blink and she is suddenly face to face with you.
Huh.
I'm detecting an electrical pulse from your vision. Does this mean you are blind?
Correct.
If I were to smack you here, she points to the side of your head, I believe your vision would falter again.
Probably.
You gonna smack a blind man?
He is not blind at the moment, and he did insult me.
You're a robot. Go ahead.
Very suddenly tricky.
If you want to roll to attack, fucking go for it.
No, I think Basil just put the target on him.
Yeah.
Robot, go ahead.
Basil's walking away, so he doesn't know if it's coming or not.
Once more, permission to slap.
Permission granted. This is exciting.
Let's see.
Okay. I'm going to say, because you are, what's it called, restrained at the moment, I'm going to have your defense halved.
Halved? Oh fuck, okay. Have rounded up or down?
Down.
Fuck. Well, that's hitting.
Okay. Let me just find the stat sheet once more. I'll make it an unarmed strike, so that's just Dex Might plus 2. Oh, she has a 12 in Might.
Oh god, what the?
Oh right, because Spectre's still fucking waddling. He can't separate his ankles.
Oh my gosh.
You're not gonna believe it.
Did she fucking crit?
She got 2 sevens.
Fuck!
That's my girl.
Oh my god.
Woohoo, go Trixie.
Faster than your eyes could track, you see her arm reel back, and then very suddenly you feel cold metal across your face, and the left side of your visor goes out once again.
When you open your eyes, it's the next day.
There's a very audible slap that echoes throughout the entire lobby.
And the whole lobby goes, ooh.
Spectre's gonna move his arms up, and do the same sinking thing he did earlier, except turning the right one into the left one, so his vision's back to how it was earlier without the fucking 4K.
So
Right.
that was unarmed.
He's gonna look down to
Unarmed is just high roll plus 0.
Yeah,
it's just
so that
7,
was
yeah.
7.
Unless you have a perk says otherwise.
Yeah. He's gonna turn, look down at Trixie and go, alright. Better than I was expecting.
Bellatrix is like tall from the description that
Also,
Sponge gave
crit
me.
means
How
opportunity.
tall? Because tall to Viviana is not exactly
Is there an opportunity that
the rest of us.
Trick gets, by the way?
I forgot about opportunities. That's right.
Oh no.
I'm gonna choose faux pas.
What? Bless you.
Choose a creature present on the scene. They make a compromising statement chosen by the person who controls them. And that'll be towards Spectre.
Okay, fine then.
What does that mean?
What's the question? Are you gonna ask a question, or...?
No, it's
Do you just-
you make a compromising statement about your character. So something embarrassing or something like that. I think for Spectre be I haven't been hit that hard since blank blank kind of thing.
Let me think.
Okay.
Something along those lines.
Meanwhile, to describe the belt buckle, it's the shape of a wolf's maw with what looks like wolf ears coming out the side.
Okay.
So 2 rows, like rows of teeth and wolf ears.
Okay. So it's facing like forward. It's not sideways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hearing the slap that echoed across while Pokeshu comes up with a statement here.
Right.
Rowan enters the building. Oh, what happened? It sounded like a gun was shot.
From here on, I'll look at Bellatrix. Is that out of your system yet?
Affirmative.
Right.
There is a welt at the point where she smacked.
For lack of better phrasing, I believe we are now to work as like a pack. Which means we will have to work together, whether we like it or not.
Bellatrix, why did you slap him? He insulted me, sir. What did he say? He called me a clanker. Okay, that's probably warranted.
Yeah, frankly, fair enough to her. I didn't think they could hit that hard, and also I forgot my ankles were chained. If they were chained once over, maybe it would have been fine. If they're chained twice over, I'd like to imagine Spectre's still laying on the... Spectre got knocked over and he's laying on the ground while fixing his eye. And he's just having it bound twice over is less than I was prepared for.
Right. Doctor. I believe this might be relevant. I'll just hold up the belt buckle.
That's a very, very fancy belt buckle. Why are you showing me this?
You just looked at the facility because of this. This is new.
Are you saying this is somehow pertinent to my research?
Yes.
He grabs the belt buckle. I don't see how this could do anything. I don't.
Does he sense any void energy?
For somebody like him, I'll make insight and.
Or maybe even he hears the howl himself.
No. Let me think here. I'll have him make a wisdom insight check. And I'll say he has like 10s in those. 8. Okay.
That's
No.
average.
Now that I have it in my hand, it does exude a bit of a force off of it, doesn't it?
He'll take it back. I think if I remember, memory's a bit fuzzy, but the wolf tried to pull me out of there during the fight. But when I got yanked back by that thing, this was in my hand.
Interesting. Very interesting. And with that, he like grabs you by the arm. All right, you're next. This way.
All right.
And he walks you to the exam room. While everyone else is getting their personal effects.
Does Spectre get his coat back?
Your
Spectre wants to cover up the mark on his face.
Your coat will be hung up in your room,
Okay,
minus all of your equipment.
that's fair.
All right, and I feel like that's a good point to end it, unless anyone wants to add anything.
I'm good.
No.
Yeah, I'm good.
Mhm.
Seems like a really good place to stop.
Midnight.
Yep.
Good timing.
Yeah.
Who the heck is screaming out there?
A car.
Weeds.
No, it's somebody tweaked out on something.
A car screaming? That's weird.
No, dude's just walking down the highway screaming. It's kind of weird.
The horn is
Oh
just
yeah,
yelling
he's
stuff.
definitely
Dudes being
out.
dudes.
I'm just gonna leave that alone. It's just boys being boys.
Yeah.
All right. And
I was so
now-
ready to describe like part of Spectre's what's it mutation if he didn't get hit, but then you have my defense and crit me anyways.
Should we talk about favorite moments?
I feel like
No, that was funny as fuck.
That was a great
I
moment.
feel like because you are bound, you can't really dodge. So, I mean,
I wasn't gonna describe a dodge. That's the funny thing.
oh,
But no, it's way funnier this way. I can save it for later anyways. It makes no difference.
Yeah.
okay. Let's go through experience and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, this week you cannot vote for.
Basil,
You cannot
not
vote for Twinkle Light for
Twinkle
MVP
Light for
or
MVP.
Embodiment for Basil.
Okay.
Not sure who would I vote for MVP because I know a lot happened.
MVP.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I have an idea.
In an RP session like this, it would be more along the lines of,
Who got more involved in the scenarios?
yeah.
Okay.
Also, you could just vote randomly for this if
Oh,
you
you know
want.
Man, I have two ideas for MVP. I'm gonna do and then embodiment. Mm. Yeah, I'll do this. Oh wait, no, that's the same person.
Bruh.
They're about to be MVP and embodiment.
Bruh.
Okay. Um.
Do, 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 do.
It's hard.
Right?
Yeah.
How the
Oh.
fuck is Spectre gonna put on his coat with 3?
Very
He'll figure it out. He'll figure it out.
Unless it's like a poncho.
It's not a poncho.
You see, in the
It, like,
far
it
future,
almost covers his whole body. Like it is excessive.
Okay.
Like he already has his his regular clothing is already all the way up to his wrists, but like the coat also goes all the way up to his wrists.
in the far future, they've invented quantum shoehorns that work with all pieces of clothing. So they just kind of phase through solid matter while you get dressed.
Would you ever consider to draw
And then we also get 5 experience just for playing.
Fiverr? Oh, none of us used any
I did. I used
Fabula?
a Fabula point.
I did too. I didn't.
I didn't really get a whole lot of chances to. I never actually got to do any rolls today.
It's
I-
not
Yeah, no,
just
there
rolls.
there wasn't a lot of rolling.
Right.
Yeah,
The most rolling was getting slapped in the face.
Why did it not save my experience points?
That's like asking why it continues to not save the info for my katana.
I had
I
7
don't know,
last
I
week,
hear
right?
skill issue.
I'll do this.
Oh no, it saves the changes to Fabula points, health, backpack and notes, literally everything except for the description for damage and accuracy for my katana. It does not have damage or accuracy rules, apparently.
I had 7, right?
I believe
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Yes, you had 7.
I might change mine. Hold on.
I still need a. Let me see here.
I think I should
Okay,
do this
mine.
instead. I'll do that and then.
You voted for the same person twice.
Hold on, wait.
We talked about
Didn't
this
you?
too.
Didn't you say it out loud?
Oh, last time?
Okay, but what if it was a different person this time and you just voted for them twice? Like
No, you're
gonna do
right.
with
The
other
people who
person?
I voted for last time, I voted for this time again this time. I'm gonna do this one. And then MMA is How about this? Yeah,
got mine in.
mix it up a little bit.
Okay. Well, we have very clear winners from both. With the
Oh, yeah.
majority of the MVP votes, we have Viviana,
Sponge!
Nepotism.
and the majority of the
I was
majority of
thinking,
the embodiment votes go to Cleo.
Oh, wow,
Hell yeah.
nice. What is the experience on that?
3
Okay.
plus 3.
Nice.
And I guess how do we
Do we
split
share
the Fabula points?
the
Because
one?
2.
Okay.
Just with roll a d6, see who gets it, or
Fuck it. We'll just go back to the system we had before. That's a headache.
Just
If you spend a point, just to take a point, take an XP point.
Just the individual?
Yeah.
that's
It's
probably
okay,
easier.
Draco. You can have one of mine later when I actually end up using them. I know what you're thinking, and it's so do I get mine back or?
all right. So it's 3 for embodiment and MVP.
Yep.
Fabula point value if you spent them, and is
5.
it still the base 5 per session
Yeah.
as well?
Yes.
Damn.
So
That's
now we
kinda
all.
So
crazy.
everyone levels up.
Yeah.
And now I have to make a decision on what to do.
We gotta update
I
our.
think I'm gonna level up Trixie. To,
Nice.
yeah, just give her some IP.
More health.
More help.
So 1 there.
So, any highlights from anybody? What you like from this session?
Oh, the slap.
Just everyone's reacting to Tala just taking things as they come. They're like every card is like, this is kind, like not bothered.
I really love Spectre just being being a cocky ass to everyone and like deserving to be that because
Yeah,
like they
his
all
presence.
know who he is.
Right.
And just that little smirk you kept having him like give everyone Pikachu.
In
was-
6 sets of cuffs, mind you. 6 sets of electromagnetic cuffs, and this motherfucker's still cocky.
They'd not even have to see their face to get satisfaction.
He was blind for the majority of that session.
Blind and still scaring the shit out of people. Just to be clear, those cuffs are warranted. If he didn't have those cuffs and he was blind, he would still be a threat to to the average person. He would fucking maul them still. He can still fight while blind, just not against a fucking 8-foot-tall monster demon guy. Fucking Black Knight. That's why he gave up.
I think my favorite part was maybe a bit of bias here. I loved the interaction between Viviana and the child, Charlie.
No, that was really nice.
I love that.
I like seeing Viviana's father come in.
He was on a mission. He knew what the fuck was happening.
Also, I liked how they took one of Spectre's cuffs off like it made a fucking difference.
Oh yeah, I like that you had a frickin' what's it called? Cyanide pill in your teeth.
Of course. As any good criminal does.
Well, now you no longer have it, given you spit it onto the floor of the cell.
Yeah, but also he has a fucking bomb caller, so what difference does it make? Like, if he needs to die, he can die. There's nothing, Like, I was just gonna say he probably had some spare fucking hidden tucked away in the coat to pick up later, but at this point they're entirely unnecessary.
I feel like there were times Spectre convinced someone to take the cyanide pill. It's like, I can kill you.
Whether tricking them or convincing them, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Take
When
the
you
pill.
said you were trying to reach up to your head with your hand still cuffed, I thought you were gonna try to pull like some escape equipment, like lockpicks, out of your ear or something.
No, I just wanted to fucking I just wanted to get the fucking eyes working. Believe it or not, he does prioritize being able to see
And, living.
and living.
See first.
Just slightly lower on the priority list, apparently.
I mean, the top of the list is fucking about. Like, genuinely. But he does, in fact, need to live so he can fuck about more. It's a cycle.
What did y'all think of the gaggle of NPCs that I've introduced?
That's
I
nice,
like-
yeah.
Liked them.
I'm probably gonna keep coming back to Ricky and Alphos.
Yeah, that's really good.
They're gonna be
I
like my boys. Come on.
Hey, guys, don't give Zeke ideas. I'm sure he already knows what he's gonna do, but...
God, he's gonna kill my boys.
I have no idea how Cleo's gonna talk to Father Brian. She promised to help him, and this is where he wound up.
I like Cleo's fish interaction. Because I don't think you
Suddenly
ever showed-
gills.
I was like, okay, so that's where you're taking the
And also,
vacation.
suddenly missing a pair of lungs.
There we go. I've solved your breathing problem by dumping water on you. Thanks, doctor. Now, where can I get some dry clothes?
Within the week, I think I'll bullshit away for you to have like a... Oh, there is actually something I could do. Have y'all ever seen...
I genuinely thought you would have, like, gotten a fishbowl and put it over there.
Have y'all seen Hellboy?
Oh, love that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You remember that collar that Aquatic Man had?
Yeah.
yeah. Abraham, I think. Was he just
Abraham, yeah.
Abraham.
Yeah, that was his name. It's
Yeah.
coming back to me. I'm
Eats
thinking something
rotten
along the lines
eggs.
of that until you get your.
Or, you know that shark from My Gym Partner's a Monkey?
Yeah. I mean, once she gets better control over it, she'll be able to actually breathe air still, because it's actually like an amphibious mutation. It's just
Right.
kind of not under her full control, or any control at all, really, right now.
I think my favorite part of that interaction is like, okay, breathe in, breathe out, breathe. Why don't I hear anything? Breathe out.
Just joking.
But
Imagine-
I don't know if you remember, but it takes a third of your hit points to activate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're hurt. It probably hurts when the gills come in.
Among other
imagine
things, yeah.
But yeah,
great question, y'all.
we're definitely going to give that doctor an aneurysm. I've never
Yeah,
seen a man like this.
Oops, all mutants.
Are you kidding me? This is kind of his element at this point. You don't know how far along he's been like researching.
True. It makes.
Also-
He's gonna know with my description of what's gonna happen. He's gonna have a fucking stroke.
Gone. All right. Notes: have Spectre be inspected last.
Save the headache for later.
What is it? Spectre's lab test is gonna start like some sort of breakout. I feel.
But what's gonna happen?
Admittedly, 3 sets of cuffs on the hands does do the trick.
I imagine
Like
when
he
Spectre-
has his limits.
I imagine when Spectre gets his blood work done, it's going to show up as a match for 16 different people or something.
What?
Like, wait a minute, we have your information in the system, but for once, the problem is that we have too much of it.
No, admittedly, it is kind of hard to work with fake identities when you have to wear a visor to see. Like it's little.
There's nothing saying he can't be working with stolen identities.
And there's nothing
That
saying
is
that
true.
visors aren't a popular
Over
fashion
the visor,
statement.
and nobody will know.
You infused your blood with 16 different people, so that if somebody tries to take your DNA, it gets them instead.
I just like to imagine they also have like hundreds of traces, like hundreds of unknown blood records from crime sites, and all of a sudden it all matches up,
Don't they're all be.
and it's just like, oh sweet fucking mercy.
Have there be a guy who has.
Well,
like,
shit, we already hired him. We can't fire him now.
So I feel like I forgot to ask, where exactly is everybody's mark?
Mine was on the left leg.
right hand.
Where on the left leg?
On the big
The
toe.
thigh.
Oh.
Mine is centered on the back of my left hand.
Okay.
Back right hand. Or in my knuckles.
Viviana's. Viviana's is on the back of her neck, I think.
Okay. That's a little easier to hide.
Spectre's is just on the middle of his back.
Yeah.
And of course, Portwinkle has a full body tattoo.
Hey, why fresh ink, yo?
I also like the thought that at the beginning there, before she even noticed that she had like anything on her, she just assumed that she was just fine. Twinkle. And then she looks into a pocket and goes, oh,
Oh my god.
that's kind of rad.
Oh, bummer.
Alright, so if y'all want, next session will start at the end of the week. You're going to be interned here.
So we.
After a detail of experiments and testing. So if you all want to write something about your experience there while during the week, or if you all want to like collaborate for a story that you want to tell, I say go for it.
Oh, did you see my my little homework thing there?
Where
I could work on it.
Oh, I put it somewhere. Like,
It's in
I just
chat, I
put
think.
down, like, homework for next week. All of us writing in character a retelling of our event, of what happened.
Okay, yeah, that works. Alright, great game, y'all. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining.
Thanks for the session.
Yeah.
Thanks for the
Yeah,
game,
good
That was
Joe.
fun.
To those of you listening in on the music, I hope you enjoyed the selection I've had.
It is very
You
nice.
without a lot of background noise for you people.
True.
I'm not wearing a headset.
Like and subscribe. Comment your favorite moments. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Yeah.